Okay, you go ahead.
Hold on.
Okay, you're gonna have to look up the rest.
You want him to go, okay? He said back.
Okay, hold on. Well, now they said go.
Everybody, how's it going today? Thanks for watching. Gonna get away from that hammer here for a second. I think I did some filming of us pulling that tank out here 2 days ago now, and then we started cutting the concrete underneath that tank here yesterday. Plan is to get all that concrete removed today, and then we're going to pour it concrete back in there tomorrow morning at 7:30, 8 a.m. It's Friday today, and a little bit of a time crunch here. Sunday there's 2 inches of rain coming potentially, so we need to get this done here today and get it poured tomorrow. The floor itself came out super easy. I made 3 cuts with that saw, but now we're working on the footings that were underneath the legs of our bulk tank, and that's gonna take some doing to get that done here today. Making progress, but it's slow going. That concrete is hard. We're also still in the middle of chopping corn here at the moment. 2 choppers going, one on the home section here, one on a quarter north of the farm. Corn is drying down really fast. We've had extremely high temperatures for this time of year. It's been 80s and windy here the last week straight. North field is actually getting too dry. It's in the low 40s dry matter. The home farm is actually pretty good. It's around 35, so we're blending the 2 together. We should get done on that north quarter here sometime after lunch, I would think. And then we're going south of the farm about a half mile at 400 acres there too. I was hoping they could get that done before the rain on Sunday, but it's going to be, I think unlikely at this point unless they really push it tonight and tomorrow night. But making good progress. Corn overall looks pretty good. Yield looks pretty good. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. I really haven't done any filming yet of our corn chopping. Hopefully I can kind of get to that tomorrow afternoon. So we're pouring this tomorrow morning at 8. And then we have the wrestling club coming to help us cover our silage pile at 10 in the morning. That's going to take probably a couple hours. And then we'll see after that if I've got some time to get out to the field and do some filming of the corn chopping. But it's, yeah, a lot of things going on at the same time here. All the concrete's done on our connecting alley. So now we're just waiting for that building to show up. But yeah, if that's going to be a couple weeks, I'll be okay with that because we've got a little bit of catching up to do here. But I went and got our excavator. I'm going to put the smaller bucket on it. And I think what I want to try to do is dig out beside that footing, just to give some space for that concrete to break off into. Part of the problem we're having is that the gravel around that concrete is so packed that it's got nowhere to shear off into. So I'm hoping if I dig that out a little bit, that'll help. Saturday afternoon here now. We poured this concrete pad for our second milk silo here this morning. I did some filming of that with the drone. We'll put that in the video. And then we covered the pile with tires. So we poured this concrete at 8 o'clock, and then we covered the part of the pile with tires at 10 o'clock. The wrestling club helped with that. Had a couple friends help us with this pour here that have some experience with pouring concrete, so we at least had a couple of people that knew what they were doing. But that went super good. Pad looks awesome. We put some plastic on here because we are going to get some rain tonight, likely enough that we'll have to shut down chopping. We've got maybe 2 days of silage left. I filmed us tearing concrete out here, and that was a job. It took us probably a day and a half, from 1 to like 6 o'clock one day, and then from 6 a.m. to probably 6 p.m. tearing the footings out that were underneath that bulk tank. There wasn't any rebar in it, but even then they were just huge blocks of concrete. And then finished getting all the rebar in there. Well, finished digging everything out that was loose, all the dirt that was loose back out of the hole. Finished putting rebar in and getting everything ready at around 9 p.m. I think it was. And then we poured it that following morning. But we wanted to get it done because we knew there was rain coming today. And I knew that if we started tearing that concrete out, then we had to get it poured back in before it rained, because we're right at the edge of a roof line here, so even if we get a little bit of rain, we got a lot of water coming off the roof, and I didn't want a big hole here filling up with water and possibly having issues with the foundation of that silo or this silo, or compromising those foundations if we had a bunch of wet dirt below there, wet clay, wet gravel below there. So I'm glad we got this done. Concrete's hard enough to walk on already, so wasn't really super concerned about it, but just with us being on that roof edge here, even if you get a little bit of rain trickling on this fresh concrete, it'll wash the concrete off the top, and I didn't really want that either. So just thought better to be safe than sorry. But this silo is coming in 2 weeks, a little under 2 weeks here at this point. Be not Wednesday this coming week, but Wednesday the following week. And we'll be setting it up, getting that hook back, getting that hooked in, and yeah, I'll take a little bit of shuffling around in our milk house. I'll maybe show you guys that quick here. So we're inside our milk house now. So this is that current silo sitting outside. There'll be an opening like this, identical over here. This will be a solid sheet of wall where the control box and the chart will go for this silo, and then this pump will get moved into the center of the two, because we will use one pump for washing either one and one pump for loading out of either one. And then we'll probably have to do a little bit of shuffling or a little bit of moving of these pipes that fill it. And then we've got our wash pipe here to wash our milk lines temporarily hooked up here. That will also get moved over, probably straight across, again similar to how it was. So it'll be a couple of weeks here of being down to just one tank, but working with the hauler just to make sure that we are getting that tank washed. So they're emptying us out at 11 o'clock a.m. and then we can start that wash right away, and then the wash is done before we start milking again. So we'll have to do it a few times, but yeah, a couple of weeks. That shouldn't be too terrible. We have to wash a minimum of every 3 days, every 72 hours. So that should be pretty manageable, and they're pretty good. They've got some pretty good drivers. They're going to work with us to make sure we get that silo washed. You probably saw there was 2 semis sitting out front. So at the moment, what we're doing is, because we had that hole dug right beside that silo, is we weren't filling the silo up too much, just to play it safe. We didn't want to have 3 loads of milk in there with just a bunch of extra weight, with us excavating right next to the foundation of that silo. I think we'll probably end the video here. I don't know, If you have questions, comments, post them down below. Appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one.